Good morning. It is Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Okay, it's fine. It's Thursday. Which I know is very stupid, but it's just the way that my brain works. I've literally got 82 pages of notes. This is why it's taking so long. But when it's like you're slightly warm and the sun's streaming in, your eyes start like closing and your brain's just not working and you just need to sleep. Hi, good morning. I have to be a little bit quiet because things are like cool. But it's fine, I'll talk. We'll get over this little intro. But good morning. I hope you're doing well. Today is, all the sounds are happening right now. Today is Easter Monday actually. But this week is gonna be like a massive work week, and we just took a whole bunch of time off over our America trip, and I have something due at the end of this week, so I am working today. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break to make some hot cross buns and go to the gym, but besides that it's just work today. I actually haven't started yet today because I had to submit some stuff for my health insurance. We've got our visa appointment tomorrow to renew our visa, so that's also going to take up a bit of time, but I've got a deadline and I've got to make it, so it's going to happen. Basically, as per the title of this video, which is write my first ever PhD section with me, which I know it's late, I know, last year was not a great year for me, it's fine, but I'm doing it now, and I know it says write it with me, but I haven't actually finished reading all my stuff, so I'm going to see how much I can get done today and then see what tomorrow's going to look like, and like if it's just a little bit of stuff then I'll like keep reading tomorrow, but if it's like I only get through one book today for example, then I think I'm just going to need to stop and write it because I can always read the stuff later and add to it, which I hate doing. But anyway, basically Thursday and Friday need to be writing days for me, which means Wednesday needs to be note sorting and essay planning, which means realistically I've just got today and tomorrow for reading. Anyway, hi, welcome to the life of a stressed PhD student. Basically, I've got a few things, I've like planned it out. This is a book that I need to read. I've gone through, I know it says full book on the front, that was my sticky note, but I think I'm actually going to read just a few sections of it. I've got my Notion up, I can show you. So I basically take notes and plan stuff on Notion. I can show you actually as I go throughout the week how I'm going from like start to finish with this essay, minus the few things that I've already read. But this is the stuff that I currently need to read for this section. So I've read the stuff that's ticked off already. So realistically, I just need to read this book, which is actually going to be very important, so I need to make sure I do that. And then this article, which shouldn't take too long, theoretically. I think this is a book. Oof, I think that's a book. Dang it. And then these two articles, and then this book. So I think I'm going to try maybe one or two books today. I'm learning to skim read. It's a new technique of mine. But I'm going to try 2 books and 2 articles. And then tomorrow that should just leave 1 article and 1 book. I'm hoping. Oh, fingers crossed. So welcome to this chaos video. It's literally just going to be me reading, me sharing my useless tips, because everyone finds my methodology very messy, but it's fine, we'll get there. One thing I did want to share is I have a new phone, which I got when we were in the States. It's life-changing, it makes life so much easier, but on the camera function, obviously you don't want to see me, if you like scan text, it'll photograph it, and then you can like highlight text and add it straight into Google Doc. And I used to spend hours scanning books, and this function saves so much time. So much time. Anyway, that's my little tidbit. I need to work, I need to get started. I've got my coffee, I've got my music, I've got my screen. I'm gonna go. Let's see if we can do this week.
She goes her own way, like I don't give a damn girl. And my God, she owns it. So many heartbreaks, goes back to 2014, and I think that she knows it. And if you've seen her, I know that you would believe it, 'cause I know that you'd want her to. Yeah, Everyone's taking their shot, but missing out on the cut. I think she knows that she drives them crazy when she's looking like that. The way she's moving makes them want it so bad. Gets the attention that we wish that we had. Yeah, it's almost cruel, cause I want her to. Oh yeah,
I'm going to talk very quick before Luke makes a coffee. It makes lots of noise. Honesty check, it's the next day, as you can tell by clothing. I filmed very little from yesterday. But I finished the book that I was working on, that you saw. I sat outside the gym while Luke finished working out, and I finished reading it. And then we had dinner, and I made hot cross buns. And then I read one of the articles, which ended up being a very helpful article. Actually one of the more helpful ones that I've read thus far. So it's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. I'm just now slightly further behind than I thought I would be at this point. I'm just bringing up my list of, I still have 2 books and 2 articles to read, which I don't think is going to happen today. So I think I'm just going to have to try my best with one of the books and 2 of the articles. I'm hoping I can do. The problem is it's already 12:30, so it's just going to have to be a real busy evening. We actually got our visas renewed this morning, which was very good. Turns out Stuttgart stuffed up last time and put me down as like an undergraduate student, which is why we had to renew it after a year, because I got told it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 years. So I don't know what's up with that, but anyway, she seemed to think that because I'm studying here for a while that I shouldn't need to do it every year. So we'll see what happens when we get the new visas through to see what the expiry date is. But yeah, that took up the majority of our morning. And then we came home, we had lunch, we had another hot cross bun, and now I'm getting back into work. So hopefully we can have a real productive afternoon and get this done, basically. So I may have taken a nap, which we're not going to talk about. I'm entering back into summer, and summer just makes me exhausted all the time. I feel like summer is not my time. I don't actually know if anybody else feels this way. I'm trying to figure out where to put you. There you go. I'm not sure if anyone else feels this way, but I just feel tired all the time. I feel like when it's just like slightly warm, and I know I'm wearing a knit, but it was raining and freezing cold this morning. But when it's like you're slightly warm and the sun's streaming in, your eyes start like closing and your brain's just not working and you just need to sleep. I don't know if anyone else has the issue. It would be great to know if I'm not alone. Everyone loves summer. I really hate summer. No, hate is probably too much. I dislike summer. I much prefer winter. I love wrapping up warm, as you can tell, and like putting on my blanket, and I have a fake hoodie thing, and just like, I don't know, it's just a good feeling knowing that it's cold out there and you hear the rain and you're warm. Anyway, this is not about the weather. This is about me doing some reading, and I finished another book, which was absolutely brilliant. Actually, I feel like I keep reading books criticizing other people's methodologies, and other people's methodologies are like similar to what I'm wanting to do, and so what they're critiquing is like, oh well, they said that this doesn't work because of that thing. I'm like, well, then I know not to do that. It's just, yeah, I don't know, it's super helpful. So I just read one which was on some Jewish sources, like alluding in Jewish sources, and then last night I finished one on Latter-day Saint sources, and yeah, it's going great. It's really helpful having this literary technique that I think a lot of people have spoken around or about. And even one of the criticisms that Julie Hughes wrote, which was the book I just read, was that there was a lot of drawing of these connections, of these allusions and these parallels without any contextual explanation or what the implications might be. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I am still waking up, but I need another music recommendation. I've been listening to Sleeping at Last today. Sleeping at Last has been my choice for the day, but it's very emotional, and emotional's fine, but it was contributing to my sleepiness. And so I just want some, like, I don't know, thinking I might actually put on a study with me on YouTube maybe, because okay, so I filmed like 2 study with me's and I really want to put them up, but I feel like it's that awkward, like I don't know if anyone will watch it because it's obviously not vlog content, but I just love studying with, like, I love the study with me videos, and I thought it's such an easy thing for me to film and it's not very difficult to edit, and I just really enjoy it. And so I don't know, I guess it's just boring. So many people have such like aesthetic backgrounds, or somebody once did, one of the people that I've been following, they went and did like a research retreat out into the mountains, and it was during fall, and so their background was literally like them on a park bench with these like full mountains in the background, and it was very aesthetic. Something I do not have with my picture wall, couch, pantry, and a few plants that are thankfully not the plants that are dying. Anyway, we've had a break. We've slept for too long. I'm still waking up, but I'm going to read an article to try and like, wow, to try and jig my brain into it. I don't know if I said on the vlog, or I'm also filming like a mini version of this for TikTok, but I just feel like every time I read, I just find a million more things that I need to read, that like in the bibliography, and I just don't have the time. I'm supposed to be submitting this on Friday, which is my goal, is getting it done by Friday, and I just, this week is not going to plan basically, so I'm going to be pulling another late night. Thankfully I don't have anything on tonight, which is good, and tomorrow should be a productive day because I've got my GP appointment very early, and then I'm heading straight into the office, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to go to the gym or not, but I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to prioritize the gym on days that I don't have other appointments, because if I have another appointment, like if I have 2 appointments in one day, i.e. an appointment in the gym, I don't start work until after lunch, and I don't like starting work after lunch because it just feels like I'm not getting anything done basically. So 1 appointment a day is what I'm working on, so I might just go Thursday, Friday. Anyway, work time. Enough of an update now. This is who I'm going with. Aesthetic background, I told you. So one of the things I was going to say is that I take notes in preview, because I do, basically. I basically hate all note-taking apps on Mac and Windows. There's one on my tablet that I don't mind, but I haven't found one that's actually does what I want it to do. So anyway, I'm just using preview for the time being, and I just highlight as I read. But what I actually do afterwards is I open it with Chrome, because for some reason the formatting on preview, there we go, formatting on preview is really annoying. So I'll open it up on here on Chrome, and then I've got, I'll take over, like this is one I did from my last book that I forgot to copy over, but I'll just like take them all onto here. I'll go through and copy paste all of the things, transfer it over to here, and then transfer it over to Notion, where I take my notes, basically. I know it's a really strange roundabout way of doing things, but it's the way that I've found works best for me. I have a problem where if I'm like trying to take notes as I'm writing, as I'm reading it, sorry, I find I get very distracted if I'm trying to do too much while reading a text, which I know is very stupid, but it's just the way that my brain works. So that's my fringe, by the way, in case you think that looks silly. Luke calls this my pineapple. Yep, anyway. And so I take all my notes, like I highlight as I go, and then I directly copy those quotes onto a document, which I annotate. And then most of the time I annotate. When I put it into Notion, I'll like obviously go through all this as I'm doing it, but I put it into Notion, and then when I've read a whole bunch of readings on a different topic, I will go through and put all of those topics into different subsections within the topic that I'm going to be writing on, and that's kind of my essay plan. And so when I'm writing that section, I've got all of the source material there that I want to use, and it's also in direct quotes, because I found that instead of taking the direct quotes, I'd like paraphrase it, and then I go through it and I'm like, wait, I don't actually understand how I paraphrase it, and then I have to go back and find the quote. Whereas if I can have the direct quote plus my paraphrase beside it, it's all together and I just can't lose it. So it does take quite a bit longer than the average person does, from what I've found with what my friends do and everything, but it's just the way that works best for me. And I have all my notes there, and yeah. So I've got a few minutes while dinner's finishing cooking, because I'm cooking tonight, and I just thought that I'd copy over some notes to make sure that it was done. Yeah. This didn't end up being useful, so I'm getting rid of it rather than wasting time reading it. So up to outfit number 3 or 4, hairstyle number 3 or 4. It's just, you know, same day, different mood. I was in the mood to get my hair out of my face, and I'm about to wash it, so it just needed to be gone. Anyway, I've finished up for the day now, only because my brain is no longer functioning. I really wanted to go for a little bit more, but you know, it's 10 p.m. I'm not an evening studier, it's just not going to happen. So I finished a book that Luke very, very kindly went to the library and got for me today, and it ended up being very, very helpful, so I'm glad that he did that on his way home. And I added one more book and 2 more articles to my list of stuff that I want to read. And I know, do you know, I know I'm just doing this to myself. I know you come across stuff and it encourages you to read more stuff, and you've just got to draw a line in the sand at some point and start writing. So I don't know, I might read at least one of the 2 articles and see how it goes, because one of them is talking about parallelism in narrative structure, whereas most of the stuff that I've been reading is in poetical structure, and I'm obviously doing prose and narrative. I'm not doing poetry, there we go. So I don't know, but my goal for tomorrow is I'm not leaving my office until my plan is done. I have to do my plan tomorrow. I have to sort my notes, make my plan. It has to happen tomorrow, and then I can come home, theoretically start writing on Thursday. I'll let you know how it goes. Morning. It is the next day, and I am going to the office today. So I'm all actually dressed up semi-respectable, and I've done my hair so that hopefully it doesn't look terrible. But I actually have a house arts appointment first, like a GP appointment. So I need to go there, I need to cycle, and I think it's going to be raining like the whole day. And I left my down jacket in my office yesterday by accident. So I'm just going to have to dig up in my raincoat and hope for the best. Anyway, I should be done theoretically like 9:30, 9:45. So I'll get to the office at like 10ish and have some good time. Try and finish those articles before I go to lunch at 12:30. So yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to be talking today, because obviously I'm in a shared office, but I might sneak some videos, because I've got a bookshelf right beside my desk. We'll see how strategic I can be. But anyway, I hope you are having a nice day, and yeah, let's be productive. Let's finish these articles and do the survey plan.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket, in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the pole, pulling stitches. toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kid, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the four, pulling stitches.
Good morning, it is Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Okay, it's fine, it's Thursday. Hi, good morning, it's Thursday. I didn't film that much yesterday because, like I said in the morning, I was just going to be in the office, and I obviously can't disturb too many of my office colleagues or whatever, like people I share an office with, because it's just, you know, yeah, I just don't want to be too disruptive of what they're doing. And so I filmed a little bit, like I think I filmed some time lapses of me working at the standing desk and me sitting, getting some work done. Basically, I will show you what I did yesterday. So basically I take a reading that I've done and I do it in preview, I think I said that previously, and then I go over to Drive, and then I'll paste from Drive into Notion. So the completed, like the whole completed thing will now be in Notion, and it's got all my notes here plus any comments that I make and everything. And then when that's done, it gets sorted into like its theme. So I've got like Gregory Tour, Patterning, Paula Deacon, Study of the Bible, so forth, all the readings in the different sections. The reason I go through Google Drive in the middle is because the formatting from a PDF into Notion is real funky, and it's a lot easier to just go through Google Drive. Yeah, so then basically I was finishing up copying from the PDF to Drive to Notion yesterday, and then I started going through the ones in the patterning section. I still need to go through the literary techniques one, but I started going through the patterning one. I did all of them but one of them, and I have a big document over here which is all different themes of like what across these sources is the definition of patterning, what's the methodology, how is the pattern individual or like changed from the original story, what are the implications of it, what are the similarities, and so forth, and like different literary devices and everything that are used as a part of patterning, breaking down what it is, because this whole section will essentially turn into my essay. I do it this way because I just find it so much easier when I want to go write the definition. I have all of my notes on what the definition of patterning is right here, and I don't have to try and go find something later. And don't get me wrong, like I definitely don't use everything. This ends up being a ridiculously long document, but it's more just a reference there so that if I do need it, it's there. I also find that going through it this way, it makes me go through the material quite a lot, and I know it quite well by the time I go to write, whereas I really struggle to go through an essay really in depth, and I could straight away tell you what the article was about, and then I go and read the next article and I've forgotten what the first one's about. And so like I just find it a lot easier to do it this way, just like have a quick read through all of that and then read all of my notes together and all the quotes that I pulled out together. I also, I think I mentioned this the other day, but I take direct quotes from the sources and I put the direct quotes into Notion, because I find it really hard when I'm writing an essay, if I paraphrased it myself, how much I paraphrased it, or maybe I got too tired and I stopped paraphrasing stuff and I just started taking stuff. Like it's just so much easier if I can just take it directly as it is and annotate that with my own thoughts than only taking paraphrases. So anyway, yeah, that's what I do. And then I mark it off with yes when I've sorted the notes into the big document about patterning, for example. And then I basically just use the DOI or the ISBN, which I normally just find on Amazon or something, and then I insert that into my Zotero library, because then it's all ready for referencing. Like I did my master's referencing last minute for my last studies, and it was horrible. I ended up staying up the whole night before handing in, and I don't recommend it. So this year I'm actually using citation software. I basically get to choose however I want to cite things, and so I'm choosing to do it in a specific way, and I'm going to use Zotero to do that so that it's a bit easier to fix later on. But yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Anyway, I have my coffee ready. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna try to finish off this note copying over, at least finishing off the patterning and starting the literary devices one. And then I'm gonna go to the gym later on, try and get some movement in, basically.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive.
So it's day 5, and I think I've just succumbed to the fact that it's not going to be done this week. I had to have a hard think yesterday after I had a massive stress out about getting it done, and it's not getting done, and I just need to be okay with it. Basically, I think I just wanted to get something down by the end of this week, and I felt like because it had been so long since I started my PhD that I needed the deadline, and like it's been fine, but I think I just didn't realize how much I've read over the last year. And of course, when you've read that much, it's gonna take time, and it's gonna take ages to go through all of your notes, and I think I just didn't anticipate being in that situation. I have been telling myself for the last little while that I just haven't read enough, and now that I'm going through my notes, I'm like, okay. I've read a lot and it's taking a while. So I've kind of reshifted my priorities, and I was going to be working on Saturday to try and get this done, but I do have a part-time job that I need to fulfill my hours for as well. And so the plan is to have all of my notes done and organize an essay plan and everything sorted by the end of this week, and next week is going to be writing week, and it's just going to be knuckle down, write it, get it done, and that's just, yeah, the way it has to be. So anyway, I again don't know how much I'm going to film today. I find it really hard filming in the office because there's other people, but I'll see what I can do, and if we make progress, if we finish the note-taking, note organization section, then I will certainly let you know. But I'm expecting it will probably take the majority of today. Just thought I'd update, have a real moment. Had a bit of stress yesterday. We're getting back on focus. I don't know how well you can see this, but if you look here, I've literally got 82 pages of notes. This is why it's taking so long.
Was out drinking, looking for the next thing. I couldn't really settle down. Always on the run, I didn't want to slow down. But baby, then you came around. Yeah, you came around. No, I won't ever let you down. I promise you that I'll hold on. I know that it gets tough sometimes, so I'm here to remind you to love. The sun